Hello guys, Ashley here, also known as HB Fans, back today with another video. Like I said, it's going to be a really hard time to do these because I'm working now. I work Monday through Friday, and I get off pretty late. I get off at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I really don't have a lot of time to really, I don't really have time to get off work and make a video, but, never say never, I would say. But if I happen to, I would just say it's once in a blue moon. But today, there are some rants that I do have that I'm gonna talk about throughout the whole weekend. This weekend, next, and the next, and the next. I do have some Once You're Healed rants that I'm gonna talk about. Once You're Healed is my favorite show. I can talk about it whenever and whenever. Don't worry, the Vampire Diaries rants will be continuing. I just feel like it's a Once You're Healed rant I want to off my chest. I have plenty. I have plenty. But today I want to talk about the X-Men franchise. The X-Men franchise is without doubt one of my favorite franchises of movies. I've always loved the X-Men cartoons, especially the cartoon in the 90s. That theme song is iconic. I actually have all 5 volumes. No, I have all 4 volumes. Sorry, not 5. I have all 4 volumes of the original 90s cartoon in my room right now on DVD. So yeah, I don't just talk about teen dramas. I actually like superhero movies a lot, actually. I'm the type of girl that you can talk about, even though I am a feminine girl, just because I am a feminine girl, doesn't mean I don't have layers to me, guys. I actually do love superhero movies a lot, so if that's something that you guys want more of, I have no problem dipping in it. I've seen pretty much all the MCU films, except for the ones now. I don't watch any of them. I've seen plenty of every single DC film there is to see. So yeah, I've seen a lot of movies throughout my time. So if you guys want to talk about superhero movies, I can gladly do that. No problem with that. But my thoughts on the X-Men franchise. Sorry to get off track, but I absolutely love the X-Men franchise. I mean, we all love Wolverine. We love Hugh Jackman. The fact that Hugh Jackman was 33 and he was unknown and that franchise was put on his back, and you could say in more ways than one, all the movies weren't always successful, but I still feel like it is no question that he is the blueprint of that franchise and that universe. There's no mistaking. I love Hugh Jackman. I love him as Wolverine. I absolutely love Wolverine as a character, but like I said, I got movie shit I'm gonna rank the worst to best. So what I originally was gonna do was I was gonna review every movie and then I was gonna rank them. But I thought while I'm doing the ranking, I could just tell you my thoughts on the film as well. I mean, it's just easier. And I think towards the end of the video, I'm going to give my problems with the X-Men franchise and what I think what held it back from being. I still feel like it's an important franchise, but I still feel like it's an unappreciated one. And I feel like there were some things that definitely did set it back. I feel like X-Men had the potential to be where the MCU is if there were more consistency stuff going on. But we'll get into that. But right now, that's ranked this franchise. I've only seen 10 movies out of 13 movies now. I don't care about Deadpool. I don't care for the movie. I didn't care for the movie. I really want to watch the Deadpool and Wolverine film, but I don't like Deadpool and I don't like Ryan Reynolds as an actor. But I love Wolverine. I love Hugh Jackman. If that was just a movie about Wolverine coming back to life, I would actually watch it. I don't think about it. I really don't want to watch it because I don't like Deadpool. He's annoying. And I just personally don't care about him. I've never seen his movie because I don't care. So, I'll think about it. But that's not wasting any more time. I'm already 4 minutes in. I haven't just started the ranking yet. So, let's talk about it. Coming in number 10 as the worst X-Men film, and I think we all know what it is. X-Men Wolverine Origins. So this movie came out in 2009. Up to this point, I had no remembrance or any memory of this film. I've always known what it was because they play this movie a lot on FX, but they don't anymore. I hardly see it be played on FX anymore. Rewatching this movie back, oh my god. Oh my god. I used to think that X-Men The Last Stand was the worst film. And don't worry, we'll get into that. But Wolverine Origins is absolutely terrible. This movie went through so many rewrites and so many stuff, and it showed in this film. This movie did not feel like an origin story. I don't know what this movie is. It's really bland. The action is terrible. The only good action scene to me is when the people were trying to find Logan and they blew up the farm. Like, it's corny. I don't really care for Sabretooth as a villain. The whole William Trask or Albert Trask, whatever this man's name is, I can't remember his name. Mr. Trash, we'll say Mr. Trash. They really botched the whole Weapon X thing to me. All of that, I can't say the word. All that hype about Wolverine's mysterious past and where he came from and how he got his mutation. It was so underwhelming in this film. They didn't tell you anything. They didn't even give you a chance to tell you what his childhood was like. That was like an opening 5 minutes, and then that was it. It's like, I don't even know his childhood. Like, what the fuck? Making him and Sabretooth brothers was stupid because they're not brothers in the cartoon. They're not brothers in the comics. They're more like rivals than brothers. And I think they try to make them brothers in here to make it more like deeper, but it's like I didn't care, even though these two actors look way too much alike in my opinion. Hugh Jackman and the actor that plays Sabretooth, they look exactly alike. This movie was just terrible. I didn't care for the love interest in this movie. Silver, is that her name? I didn't care. The whole Wolverine falling in love thing. This is an ongoing, recurring thing that they do in his movies, and I don't understand why. Except for Logan. But in this movie, in X-Men, which I'll get to with him and Jean, and in Wolverine, the movie, the 2013 film. Yeah, this movie is terrible. Everything about it, they really messed up on Wolverine's origins. It seems like these characters really played like no real importance to his origin. They botched the Weapon X project. That happened in like 5 minutes. They didn't even tell you much about it. It's like, okay, we just got everybody is just full of Animanium now. Animanium. Why can I not talk today? My brain might be fried because I've been training all week at work. So, but look, I'm already 8 minutes in. It's time to go to the next movie. But Wolverine Origins is the worst X-Men film of all time, in my opinion. Not only that, but it is one of the worst. No, not even one of them. It is the worst origin superhero movie ever made. The worst. Absolutely the worst. Worse than, I'm trying to think. Worse than Ant-Man. Worse than Man of Steel. Like, it's terrible. Even though I don't find Man of Steel or Ant-Man to be any shape or form rewatchable to me, it seems like what those movies do have over this movie is that it seems like they thought it through. And this movie, it went through so many rewrites and so many different directors. And like, I don't know if the budget was cheap, but the budget looked really cheap in this movie. And I feel like Wolverine is a character who needs to work under a rated R setting, in my opinion. And like, I thought they didn't go in depth enough about his backstory. They really didn't. They gave more dedication time to his love story with this girl he had no chemistry with than his backstory. That's it. I'm done. I only wasted 9 minutes about this movie. Wolverine Origins is the worst X-Men film. And that is number 10. The worst. Coming in at number 9 is X-Men The Last Stand. This movie is fucking horrible. It's horrible. I have always remembered this movie because my dad's always watching this film. And this is another movie too that always came on FX, but I haven't really seen it be played in a while. I hate this movie. I've always disliked this movie when I was younger. And, you know, my young mind couldn't pin it to paper as in why, but when I got a little bit older, it got very clear. They did nothing with a lot of the characters in this film. They did nothing with Rogue. I hated the Kira storyline. It just felt so stupid and rushed. The Phoenix storyline was rushed and like so undeveloped. Not only do they do this once, but they do it twice in the X-Men franchise. It's like, how hard is it? Watch the fucking animation series and learn how to do it. It's like, damn. It's like, how hard? The Dark Phoenix storyline was the biggest storyline that you could ever do for the X-Men, and you botched it twice. You botched it twice. And a lot of people seem not to know the difference between Phoenix and Dark Phoenix. They're two different things. Two different things, y'all. A lot of people just seem to not know the difference. And, like, it was so bad. Like, I hate what they did with the characters. I hate what they did with Rogue. They try to do something with Bobby and Kitty. It's like, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I hated what they did with Logan. Oh, my God. They made him so whipped over Jean. And it's like, why? He didn't know Jean. I hated every ounce of every single thing with him and Jean in this film. It was cringy. The chemistry was not there between Hugh Jackman and Filkma. Is that her name? Filkma Johnson? I couldn't say it wrong. The chemistry was just not there. I didn't feel it. I never felt it from the first two films. And it was just like, I hate what they do with the characters in here. Again, characters are popping up without no real explanation. Beast is here. Where the fuck has he been in the first two films? Nightcrawler is not here. Like, where did he disappear off to? There's no explanation for that. They did nothing with my man Cyclops. Cyclops is one of the most undeveloped characters ever in any movie or film franchise. They did nothing with him. Cyclops is very bland in these movies. He's just in love with Jean, which I love him and Jean. But Cyclops is so much cooler in the animation, in the comics. I like him a lot better in the cartoons and the comics than I like him in these movies. It's like, where is the development? Where is the depth? Like, who is Scott? They don't even tell you who Scott is. They did nothing with Storm, and I love Storm. They did a lot more with her in this movie, but still not much by a little mile. And I've always felt like, on some extent, it was because Halle Berry is a very bland actress to me. I don't care how anyone feels. I feel like whenever I've seen her in a movie, she just seems very bored. The only movie I ever liked her in was Gothia. Everything else, like, what's the movie called? Losing Isaiah or Losing Jeremiah? That's a good movie, but it's not because of her performance. It really is the kid. And I don't know if other people gonna hate it, but the lady Jessica who was in American Horror Story, those two made that movie. It wasn't really Halle Berry for me, honestly. Like, even in a movie like that, it still managed to be very bland of her performance because she just seems very bored. I honestly feel like people want to talk about other people having pretty privilege. It's like, dude, she got by strictly because of how she looked. I don't care what anyone says. She damn sure didn't have the acting ability. I'm gonna actually do this right now. Give me 5 performances by Halle Berry that people are going to talk about from years and years to come. Give it to me. Tell me. I have seen better acting performances by other people. And it isn't just like, people always think it's about a race thing, and like, it's not even about that. There are a lot of terrible white actresses too, and actors. It's not a Halle Berry, it's not a black thing. It's, me personally, if you're a good actor, you're a good actor. If you're a bad actor, you're a bad actor. I don't care about race. Me personally, I've always felt like Halle Berry was a bad actress. I was never convinced by anything she ever did. I think that they went with her with these movies was because she was a household name already, and they wanted to put people in here that people might have already known. And I would say probably her, Patrick Stewart, and I think Ian McKellen, they were the only real known stars when the franchise started, because Hugh Jackman, he wasn't really known, and I'm not sure about the people who played Scott or Jean, what they've done, but you get my point. Sorry, didn't mean to go to time rant, but back to X-Men Last Stand. I hate this movie. I hate the storylines. I hate what they did with the characters. The action is very boring. The final battle was cartoony in a very bad way. This movie was just terrible. Like, nothing about it is good. I hate what they did with Mystique in this film. Mystique doesn't do anything. I just hate this movie. I really hate what they did. Like, I hate what they did with Wolverine, and I hated how they wasted the Phoenix storyline. Like, I really hated how they wasted the Phoenix storyline. Like, absolutely. This whole, them trying to shove this whole Wolverine and Jean Grey shit down my throat, I just didn't care for it. I didn't care. Never bought into it. I despised it. They killed off Professor X for like no reason. Like, it just feels like a lot of actors weren't given enough material to be in this movie. It was like, why the fuck did they sign on to do it? And they went through so many fucking directors. I feel like, why the fuck did they wait so long to make a third film? Like, it was a terrible follow-up from the sequel, in my opinion. Just a downgrade from the first two, in my personal opinion. And I don't like Last Stand. I don't, and I never will. So, on to the next. Coming in number 8 is X-Men Apocalypse. This movie came out in 2016. Oh, as I didn't mention, I'm going to mention the years the movie came out. Please know it's confused. So, X-Men Wolverine Origins came out in 2009. X-Men The Last Stand came out in 2006. Now, like I said, coming number 8 is X-Men Apocalypse. This movie came out in 2016. Listen, I've always had a very admiration for this film, but when I was in high school, but when I rewatched it for my X-Men movie rewatch, it was really hard for me to keep focused on my phone to care about this movie. The movie is just really boring, if I'm going to put it in that sense. The performances are not that strong. I think James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender carry these films like always. I hate the way they have Charles Lucy's hair. It's just so stupid. I don't know if that's even how he lost his original hair in the comics, but we won't dabble in that, so I don't want to keep on any more side rant. But I don't like Jennifer Lawrence's portrayal as Mystique, which is something that I'll dive into a little bit more. Pretty much throughout the whole break-in. I never liked her performance as Mystique. I don't like her acting. She's a terrible actress. They make her way too, like, Karen-like, like, feminism. It's like, girl, shut the fuck up. It's not about, again, like people say, X-Men. X-Men is not about men being in power. It's about a group of people. Men meaning everyone. Are you serious? Anyway, she's a delusional bitch. I don't like Mystique's portrayal. That's a mistake. Sorry, I don't like Jennifer Lawrence's portrayal. I'm sorry. When I was talking about my sister, she said she's not very attractive either, and I feel like I didn't want to dive into that because I never want to say someone's not fit for a role because they're not attractive. I think that's not right to point out. I just feel like convinced me a little bit. Like, I feel like she's not mysterious. She's not. Mystique is a little bit seductive, you know, like she's a little seductive, she's a little mysterious, and I feel like she's like none of that in this Mystique in this early in the flashback timeline. She's like not like that at all. I don't like the way she fight either. I'm sorry, I really do not like Jennifer Lawrence's portrayal. I've always despised her as Mystique. Even from the first time I watched First Class, I always despised her portrayal. But X-Men Apocalypse is just really boring. It's a hard movie to sit through. I think it's too long. They could have done some editing for this film. It really sucks knowing that Bryan Singer he did Days of Future Past, and then he did this. It just seems like, is this head of the game? Because like this movie was really awful. Like, this is an X-Men movie that I just don't care for, that I just don't care to watch back, in my opinion. So, we're going to move on. The best thing about this movie was James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, in my opinion. Coming in number 6 is... coming number 7, I'm sorry. Coming number 7 is X-Men Dark Phoenix 2019. Wow. X-Men did it. They went out without a bang. Talk about how to ruin a franchise and to go out so underwhelming. He's got this movie right here. The villains are uninteresting. The performances are good in this movie. You know, Sophie Turner does do well on what she's given. I think everyone kind of does good with what they're given, more or less. I was so happy when they killed Mystique, dog. It was about time Jennifer Lawrence went bye-bye. I want her to leave. I never liked the guy that played Hank either. He was such a stiff and such a pussy whip guy. He just was so whipped by Mystique. I don't know what the fuck she had wrapped around him, but that guy was whipped then whipped. Whipper then whipped cream. He was so whipped. They made Professor X a complete douche in this movie. This movie was just underwhelming. Like, just really, really underwhelming. It really was underwhelming that this movie went out like this. The ending was such anticlimactic. It's just, again, another ruined Dark Phoenix storyline that they still have not acknowledged how to dabble it well. I just feel like, why are you making this movie when you gave Sophie Turner really nothing to do in X-Men Apocalypse? You're going to focus this movie on Jean Grey when we know nothing about Jean? It was just stupid. I would say the best thing about this film, two things, is the action and probably some of the performances, which to me, I think the people who do a good job is Sophie Turner, Michael Fassbender, and James McAvoy. They are the only reason to watch this movie. Oh, and not only that, but we cannot forget that fourth-ass line that they gave Jennifer Lawrence. Ex-women, that shit made me shake my head. Shake my motherfucking head. Listen, some of y'all might think, oh my god, like she hates women or something. I don't hate women. I've never once felt threatened by other girls or felt jealous about something about them. I've always tried to get along with girls. I'm not an envious person or a jealous person. If I don't like you, I don't like you. I never once tried to backstab a girl because of any jealousy. So no, I don't hate women. What I hate is feminism. No, I don't hate feminism. Let me phrase that. I hate feminism when it comes to we hate everything that men do. We hate men. That type of feminism. Those type of feminism. We hate men. We hate them. We hate them. We hate them. We hate them. And that's what her character comes off to me. She's a Karen. She hates everything that man does. It's just like, girl, get a rap, get a grip. It's just like when they told her to say that you should name this team X-Women, I was just like, first of all, that's cringy, and second of all, it makes no sense, and third of all, she's such a Karen. It's like, girl, it's okay to acknowledge that men do shitty shit, because they do, but women do shitty shit too, and I feel like we just tend to forget that. We tend to not look in the mirror when it comes to shit that we do sometimes. You know, like how some women are jealous of other women, how some women are envious and jealous of what other people might have or not have, you know, taking their insecurities out on other girls. Like, that to me is not good either. As much as a guy cheating on you, lying on you, and being everything scum that it can be. To me, that is one of the worst lines in movie history. I just don't like women who just hate everything about men. These are the same women who hate everything about men, but yet they still want dick. It's like, what do you want? You want to hate men and still want dick? If that's the case, get a vibrator. If you hate men that much, just get a vibrator. And you'll be cool. And play it cool. You'll be cool. You'll be alright. If you hate men that much, get a vibrator. Don't know what to tell you at this point. Don't know what to tell you. But I said what again to more Siren, but that line just really, it fired me up. It fueled me up. It was such a Karen deliberate line. I just don't like this movie. I think it was such an underwhelming way to send the X-Men franchise out, and it sucks. It really sucks. I hope that the MCU can reboot the X-Men franchise in a good way, and that's all I'm hoping for. I really would love if the X-Men franchise could be rebooted by somebody who knows the assignment. Coming in number 6 is The Wolverine. This movie came out in 2013. Oh, sorry, X-Men Dark Phoenix came out in 2019. If I didn't say that, 2019. Like I said, coming number 6 is Wolverine 2013. This to me is probably the best movie out of the 10 that I have talked about. This movie, this is a movie that I have no memory of until I watched it for these movies. I feel like I've seen this movie before, but I couldn't tell you what happened in the movie. And I feel like a lot of people have been saying that when they talk about this film, what sucks, because I feel like this is actually a really good solo Wolverine movie. I like the fact they kind of, dab a little bit more into where he went. I'm assuming this movie takes place after Last Stand. Just picking up after everything, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna assume that. He's living in the woods, he's having, guilt about killing Jean for the greater good. He loved her and all that crap that I never bought into. I really did like this movie. I did like it. I did. I like the whole Japan thing. Oh my god, Japan was like it's such a nice place to go visit. I like the whole Japan cinematography. The action was really good in this movie. I feel like this actually felt like a Wolverine movie. Like you get to know more about how he feels and the inside of his mind, and him feeling like he's missing out on life because he can't have children, can't have a girlfriend or a wife, because it just seems like whenever he gets close to somebody, people die around him. And like that, I wish what Wolverine did is what I wish they would have did with X-Men Wolverine Origins. Like, I don't know, I thought they should have dabbled a little bit more into his psyche. To me, I did like this movie. But there are some things in this movie that irritate me. Let's talk about them. Number one, the villains. The villains are very bland in this movie. Bland, then bland chicken. Bland, then Raising Cane's chicken. Yep, I said it. Raising Cane's that chicken is bland as hell. It says that they dip that shit in flour and then they just cook it. That's what the villains seem like in this movie. Viper is really uninteresting. Silver Samurai is uninteresting. The whole idea of him becoming a villain because he wants to be young again is like, well, what? Why? Just really, really underwhelming. I think Hugh Jackman was really good in this film. Like I said, I'm talk about the bad things first, and then talk about the good things. You know what? Let's get the good things out the way first. Let's get the good things out. Then we'll talk about the bad. Let's talk about the good. I think Hugh Jackman did a really good job in this movie. If I didn't mention it, I wouldn't be me if I didn't say he looked good. Hugh Jackman always looked good. He always looked good. His body is scrumptious. When you calm down, he looks so good though. I really like his acting in this film. Like I said, they're deeper into his psyche. Him not healing, him seeing Jean. Him, having these suppressed feelings about, every time he gets close to somebody, people always die. Like the fact that he doesn't sleep. He hasn't slept for the last, I don't know, some years. He don't sleep, which has got to be very exhausting. He looked very tired in this film. Like, he just seemed exhausted. I really love Hugh Jackman. I really liked his acting in this film. It was really good. I like the directing. I think the guy named is James. He also directed Logan. I definitely think he knew the assignment with this movie when it came to the directing. The movie was not quite dark as I thought it was going to be, but it was still good. The action was really good. The fight scenes were really, really good. Like, the choreography for the fight scene was really good. Honestly, I liked all of the fight scenes. I like the one at the funeral. I like the only one I don't like is the one at the end. The final battle at the end was really, really bad. I like the one by the funeral. I like the one with him and the samurai dude. The one on the train. Oh, I like the one with him and the samurai dude, and when him and the samurai guy was fighting Yuki. I think that's her name. That great shot of him taking the sword out his stomach, and him healing and like in the blue light. I like the other fight scene when he fought with the ninjas. I think this movie lacks a lot of blood, and I feel like that's just always been the problem with Wolverine, is that why aren't his movies rated R? Why aren't they dark enough? Like, That's I realized that the whole time I was watching, we're thinking like, that's like no bloodshed. Like there's no blood anywhere. When he fought those ninjas in the snow, it's like, where's the blood? There's like no blood. I feel like him and the girl that played Yuki, I feel like her and Wolverine should have been a couple, not him and the other girl, which I will get into in one of my problems with this film. But the cinematography and the directing, all of it was good. I feel like the writing could have been a little bit better for this. Look at me. I can't wait to get but things that bothered me. Like I said, there was good stuff in the movie. The action scenes, I would say Hugh Jackson carried the movie on his back like always. The cinematography, everything going deeper into Wolverine's psyche was really good. The things that really irritated me about this movie, I didn't like the storyline of the reason why he came down there to help her uncle become younger. It was just lame. I wish there was a better reason or a better storyline on him coming down there. I just wish it was a better storyline. The villains are very weak. I explained. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the elephant in the room because I had to talk about it. The stuff between Wolverine and the girl Kimiko or Yumiko, whatever her name is, I hated it. I hated it. The first time he saw her, I knew they were going to make them a couple. I just knew it. The way he looked at her, the way that he was so deeply infatuated, the way that he just came in to be her white knight, it's just like, it was so annoying. It was so annoying. And the actress that played her, I don't really like her acting, really. I just felt like it was bland. I feel like she was just really one-dimensional. I feel like the storyline about that could have been better too. Like, okay, before I explain something about her and Wolverine real quick, I'll talk about this. So she has to go on a run because people want to kill her for her grandfather's company. Alright, follow me. Why would you reveal all that at the funeral? You could have waited for that. No, actually, you know what? Yes, say people want to kill her at the funeral, right? But why would they let us know so quickly into the film that her father is the one behind it? I thought they should have waited that out. I feel like she should have left by herself, have Wolverine stay there and try to figure out, him and her friend try to figure out, Yuki, try to figure out who wants her killed and why. And then you have Wolverine and Yuki find out that her fiance and her father want her dead so her dad can have the company to himself. Boom. And then you have Wolverine and Yuki go get her together. I feel like the whole part of the film of him being her bodyguard and everything like that, it was just so unneeded to me. It took up way too much in the movie, in my opinion. It wasn't boring, but it just went on for way too long. Like, it went on for like halfway through the end of the film. Like, way too long. It's like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, ugh. It was just ridiculous. Like, and like, it was just so forced. They had no chemistry. The scene when they kissed for the first time, it was just like, what are we doing? It's like, I'm not feeling anything that you're trying to get. I'm not buying what you're selling me. I'm not buying it. When he said you can't pretend shit isn't happening, princess, he said that's the people that you're going. It's like, no one said you have to come and get on this train with me, sir. You didn't have to get on the train with me, sir. I mean, Hugh Jackman is my bodyguard. I'm not complaining. But I just feel like for the sake of this, he didn't need to be. The only reason why he went on that train was because he was infatuated by her. Like I said, the moment that they revealed that he saw her, I knew it. And then the moment that I knew it even further was when her and her dad were arguing, and he was like watching them. And when her dad slapped her, and she ran off so dramatically, trying to jump off the cliff. It's like, girl, it was not that deep. That was so dramatic, and like it was given like, oh, he has to save her, and like that seemed to me just. It definitely verified even more that they were going to make this relationship. And I didn't buy into the chemistry. I just didn't care about what they were trying to do with it. It's like Bodyguard is one thing, but you didn't have to turn it into a romantic relationship. You didn't have to do all that. When you, honestly, if you ask me, him and the girl Yuki, they're the ones who really should have been a couple. They had chemistry. They had way more screen time together. The stuff between him and girl Kimiko, it just felt forced and just like it just didn't need to be there. In my opinion, it really didn't need to be there. But I feel like the final battle was terrible. Him and the girl Kimiko, like I said, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. That entire him being her bodyguard, it took up way too much screen time, in my opinion. But other than that, I really do like this movie. I think it's an underrated movie from the X-Men trilogy. I feel like people should probably put a little bit more appreciation on it. It's definitely better than Wolverine Origins, Last Stand, Apocalypse, and or Phoenix. It's definitely better. It's better, but it's not better by anything masterful. But it is still good. I just wish the storyline was better for him coming out there. Like, I just wish they went with a better storyline. Like, are you serious? You dragged him all the way out to Japan because you want his animanium? Huh? And like the villains were very bland and boring. Like, I just wish it was a better storyline. And people say, who you cover is it? I would say what I would have written. Okay, so you have the storyline with him saving the man, right? Okay, follow me. I'd say you have to go Yuki, stalk him, and everything like that. Do all that. I feel like he should have went down there. Like I said, the deeper psyche into his mind, I feel like they should have kept that going. That should say her grandfather's already dead. He's dead by this point. Because there's no reason for him to be alive at this point. I say had to go Yuki look for him because her grandfather said that he was a good man, anything like that. Wolverine comes down there, to clear his head, to, relax. He has like mental stuff going on, pretty much, in his psyche. So, he wants to come down there and chill. And I say you do the storyline with them trying to kill we gotta kill the man, try to kill his daughter. I feel like that should have been the storyline. I feel like that should have been the storyline of the film. To me, I think what they should have done is have Wolverine come down there to clear his head, but her grandfather is already dead. But I feel like they should have had Kimiko be someone who didn't want the company, and her dad, he's trying to force her to be inside the company, but she doesn't want to be. She wants to follow her own path. I think that would make her a better character if they would have had just, developed a little bit more. And then you can do the stuff with them, her dad, and her fiance planning her assassination attempt, and pretty much like Wolverine and Yuki knowing about it and trying to do what they can to make sure it doesn't happen. I think that would have been way interesting, way more interesting in my opinion. Whoever wrote this film, I just feel like they really didn't think it through because this storyline didn't give, in my opinion. It really didn't. It really didn't. So yeah, I'm talking about this for too long. That's getting to these last. Let's get to these last 5. So, okay. Coming in number 5 is X-Men 2000. I've always loved the first movie. I think a lot of people tend to shit on it a little bit. I love the first movie. I think it's an underrated and overlooked movie from that era, that kind of critical superhero genre. It is no question that the budget was very cheap in this film, but some of the effects actually look really good for that time. Honestly, they look better than half the effects I've seen in other movies. Like, it's a really good movie. It's a good origin movie discussing these characters, like, to me, in my opinion. I love the stuff with Wolverine and Rogue. I love he kind of shipped them, Team Rogue in. I like the stuff between him and Rogue, the friendship. I hated stuff between Wolverine and Jean. I hated it. It was forced. It was so unneeded. It's just like, why? They kind of did nothing with Jean and Summer. I said Summer. With Scott or Storm in this movie. They kind of don't play a big role. I love the stuff between Magneto and Professor X. It's still very engaging. It's a good movie. I think the budget was way more cheap for this film. I think it was $75 million so they didn't have a lot to work with in this film. I think, and that's why I say I feel like X2 is what they wanted the first movie to be. They just didn't have the budget. But in X2, they had the budget. Ooh, I love X2. But I always had a deep love for the first X-Men. Whenever it's on TV, I always watch it. If it's not playing on FX, it's always playing on Sci-Fi. The same thing too about X2. If X2 is not playing on FX, it's playing on Sci-Fi. And like, I just love X-Men. I love the first movie. I've always go back to it. When I went back and watched it after all these years, because I haven't watched the movie since high school. Really haven't had the time to sit down and watch movies lately. But when I rewatched it, I'm thinking like, I love this movie. Like, I don't hate it. Like I said, you could say some of the effects look dated, but like I said, on some extent, they did a lot with what they were given, and what they were given wasn't much. What they were given, they did a lot with what they were given. Like I said, the fact that Hugh Jackman was like 33 in this franchise, and this character, Wolverine, the Wolverine character, was put on his back. It just showed how dedicated he was to the role and giving us what we wanted, and I loved it. So, yeah, I would say Hugh Jackman, Anna Paquette that played Rogue, and Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, they were definitely the standouts in this film, no doubt, no question about it. Coming in at number 4 is X-Men First Class. I've always loved X-Men First Class. I think this saved the franchise after Last Stand and Wolverine Origins almost ruined the franchise. I love X-Men Last Stand. I think this is a great prequel / origin story to Professor X and Magneto. Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy would be perfect actors to play these characters. I'm just going to put anybody say. I like people say that James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender should have not been portrayed. No. The only bad casting to me, I didn't really care for the other side characters that they. I didn't really care for the side characters. I didn't really care for the side characters. I did not care. Let's try this again. I did not care for the side characters that they chose to be in, like, that they recruited. I didn't really care for them that much, but they weren't bad. I never liked Jennifer Lawrence's portrayal. I didn't care for Beast, which is crazy because Beast plays a bigger part in the cartoons than I remember. But other than that, I really love this movie. The effects, the storyline, the drama, how everything unravels. It is so good in this film. Kevin Bacon is an okay villain. He's not bad. But to me, I definitely feel like the standout is James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender. I love X-Men First Class. I've always loved this movie, and I forever will. These 5 movies right here are my favorite X-Men movies to go back and rewatch. The 5 I'm talking about. Coming in number 3 is X2. What can I say about X2 that nobody has already said? X2 is such a great sequel. I think it's an underrated and overlooked sequel to me. It is a way better sequel than half of the MCU sequels. It's better than Iron Man 2, because I am an Iron Man stan. I am a Tony Stark stan. I will glaze him until the end of time. But come on, we gotta be real. That second movie for Iron Man, it kind of didn't give. It's better than Thor: The Dark World. It's better than any Ant-Man bullshit they made. Yeah, X2 is a great film. Like, if we didn't know that Hugh Jackman was meant to be Wolverine in the first movie, there's no question that in the second movie he was meant to play this character. He was born to play this character. The action, I think a lot of the characters had a lot more to do in this film. Like they found a way to have the characters do a lot more, except for Scott. But I love this movie. It was so good. The stakes were good. The ending with Jean dying. Like, this movie was really good. And I think the reason why is because they had a lot more to work with the budget. They were given a lot more money to work with. The fight scenes were good. The choreography was good. Oh, this movie was just great. Great. Masterpiece. A masterpiece of a film to me. Voila. Coming in number 2 is Logan. What can I say about Logan that hasn't already been talked about? what can I say? This is Hugh Jackman's best acting that he's done in any of the X-Men franchise. He knew the assignment and he got an A on that shit. There are little parts of the movie too that like make me chuckle a little bit, especially the stuff with Laura. Like, you know, where she was pressing the elevator button, that was pretty funny. When they went to the people's house and she was eating with her fingers, and like he told her to eat with a fork. When she tried to cut the pie, he told her no. Like, a lot of that stuff was kind of funny a little bit. The stuff with Charles, you know, him rambling on, it was kind of funny. But this movie was really good. There were a lot of stakes in this film. It just sucks that his death didn't mean anything because he came right back to life. And I feel like people are gonna hate me for this, but I feel like the relationship between Wolverine and Laura, it kind of wasn't developed well. It was rushed towards the end, but his death scene was definitely emotional. It did what it needed to do. The fight scenes are really good. This to me was the perfect Wolverine movie because it got blood. It was dark. Like, it just felt like it took them 3 times to get it right. And like, it sucked that the third one was the best one out of all his movies. It was the best one. I just love Logan. I just rewatched it again for this ranking, and I absolutely love Logan. The portrayals are good. Everything, it was really good. Really, really good. Really good. I don't know why the fuck X-23 didn't get a film. That was stupid. But Logan is a really masterpiece of a film. And coming at number 1 as my favorite X-Men movie, and I know someone will say, what's the best one? Me personally, I just feel like whenever I watch the X-Men movies, there's something about this movie that I just can't seem to like. I've always chosen over the others, and that movie is Dangerous Past. This movie was really good. It's a masterpiece of a film. I didn't mind Mystique in this one because even though it kind of focused on her a little bit, she didn't get that much screen time, which was fine. The portrayals, the acting in this movie was pretty good. I liked how they managed to make the past and the present stuff work so very well, and like it was very well directed and it was very well produced and everything. The stakes were there in the film. Everything was good. I really liked this movie. The performances are really good by people like Jennifer Lawrence really didn't do bad. The guy that played Beast, he didn't do bad. Again, Hugh Jackman and James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, and I would say a little bit of Patrick Stewart. They kind of all carried this film for me. This was definitely a James McAvoy movie. James McAvoy was definitely, I don't know if his rent needed to be paid, but in this movie, he was doing his big one. His scenes really made me emotional, especially the scene when he went to go see the old Charles, and he said so much pain and everything. Oh my God, it was such a great scene. James and Patrick, they nailed it. They nailed it. When he said it's not the pain that you're afraid of, it's yours. The scene where he was in his room in the flashback with him and Raven when the first time he met her, that scene really made me emotional. Like, I kind of teared up a little bit, like knowing that you love this person and they left you at the moment that you needed them, and they were coming from someone that you don't know, but yet you still love them. He would still love the girl that he met as a child, and they became like brother and sister. It was good. I've always loved the Charles and Raven dynamic. I feel like after First Class and Dangerous Past, it kind of got botched a little bit. It kind of felt like it was still like, it was like always antagonistic between them. It never reached like a friendship anymore. But I would say in First Class and Dangerous Past, it really felt like a friendship. It felt like a brother and sister thing. It felt like a, him being like kind of like a surrogate father to her. And like, this is in my opinion, this is definitely a James McAvoy movie. He definitely acted everyone out, including Hugh Jackman. He was really acting circles around everybody. Again, I love Michael Fassbender as Magneto. I love Michael Fassbender as Magneto. He definitely carves that character into what you want from him. his speech at the end when he said, "I'll give you a glimpse of the new humanity and everything." When he said, "You're afraid of us, why? Because you're afraid of what you don't understand." And like, it was just a really good speech, and like the back and forth showing what's happening here and then what's happening in the present was really good. The scene when Charles tried to stop Raven from killing him, and he said, "Right now, the future is in your hands, and the choice is in your hands." It gave. This movie is the best X-Men film. I don't care what you say to me. It is the best X-Men film. I feel like it had the stakes. They managed to make everything work with not having it to drag or without it feeling like it was too confusing. You know, I feel like people trying to drag Endgame, trying to say that it was too long and like it was too confusing. It's like, we ain't about to do that. Everybody want to drag Endgame now. It's like, we ain't about to do that. We ain't going to do it. We ain't going to do it. But to me, X-Men Days of Future Past is a great film. It had everything. Great performances, characters who are interesting and engaging, action, an emotional developed storyline, and it was really good. I just really like X-Men Days of Future Past. This has always remained my favorite X-Men movie from the first time I saw it, and it has never changed for me. So that was my thoughts about the X-Men franchise. This video is 51 minutes in. God, how much I'd like to say. I've always loved X-Men. There definitely was some things holding the franchise back. I feel like it was way too much about Wolverine sometimes. Not even gonna lie. They were really obsessed with making it the Wolverine franchise, which I understand. Hugh Jackman was definitely, you know, the biggest. He became such a household sensation after the X-Men movie. You know, he became a major heartthrob. And I get it, but it's like other characters need to shine too. I feel like the lack of continuity, like where these movies line up, where they're never telling you what year this takes place and yada yada yada. But there's a lot of undeveloped characters in these franchises too. But I feel like outside of those problems, X-Men is still a very important franchise in the mid 2000s that everyone is going to love and be able to recognize with and, you know, love. And I do feel like to some extent it gets shitted on a little bit too much. I understand it's a mixed bag for people, which I totally understand. I get it. But I feel like to some extent it's probably the most slept on movie superhero franchise ever to me. I feel like it's a franchise that gets constantly overlooked to me, and I hate it. But that has been all. That is my thoughts about the X-Men movie. Tell me yours in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.